Hello everyone, my name is Rituro. Welcome back to Canada, the true north, strong and free. It's been an interesting few matches in Major League Soccer, not the least of which is because the MLS All-Star game has come and gone, with Arsenal being the chosen opponent this year, posting a 3-1 win over the All-Stars. As you can see, it was in fairly convincing fashion if you look at the leaders. Chuba Akpom, Aaron Ramsey, and Danny Welbeck getting the goals for the Gunners. Innocent and McGar responding for the MLS All-Stars. Now, who was in charge of this ragtag group of players, which for some strange and bizarre reason only included one goalkeeper in Ray Simboli? I wasn't even allowed to pick this. There's the spoiler. I got to coach the MLS All-Stars, which is pretty darn amazing that they let me coach one of the biggest matches in the season, and I'm currently sitting in 12th in the Supporter Shield rankings. But regardless, huge honor to coach the All-Stars. Pedro Morales also played a half. 6.3, not his best day at the office, though very few people did have a good day. Innocent Emigar was one of them with his goal in the 34th minute, at which point he was subbed off with injury, so good job, Emigara, making the most out of your time. It's very, very interesting that I had no choice over the players, or even like a few manager selections or anything, and only one goalkeeper was not my ideal formation, or ideal roster. The formation was a 4-4-2 diamond, which was the best that I had, considering the players at my disposal, which wasn't horrible. But Arsenal did destroy us, which unfortunately is to be expected in these kinds of fixtures. Now, before we go any further here, I gotta keep everything honest here, folks. As you know, this save is all about being pro-Canada and treating anyone who's not Canadian as international. So, let's go ahead right to the registration screen here. Am I compliant? 10 international spots, 10 non-Canadian players. You bet we are still compliant. Now, I do want to very quickly go recognize all of you out there on YouTube who have been sending in your questions here after each episode. I do appreciate it. First things first, I had a question asking, do I play MLS Fantasy Manager? Why, yes, I absolutely do. The league that I currently manage, actually, is for the Whitecaps blog 86 Forever. The code to join that, and I'll leave this in the description of the video, is 245361. That's 245361. Enter that code in on MLS Fantasy Manager and you can join in with the rest of the gang from 86 Forever on our fun little MLS Fantasy League. The other question that was thrown my way from NG Wolf Gamer said he found it interesting that I use different formations in this series than I do in Mr. Unemployable. Mr. Unemployable, of course, is the other series that I run. What are the reasons, or what are some of the reasons for this? Thank you for the question, NG Wolf Gamer. The reason is very straightforward. The players that I have at my disposal in Mr. Unemployable and here in Strong and Free have different skill sets, different positions, and the number of those players in those positions dictates what formations I want to play. Now, with Vancouver specifically, the 4-2-3-1 is what they play in real life. So, out of respect to the team, I do try and play that as much as possible. However, I do have the 4-1-4-1, which, considering the players at my disposal, I feel is the best defensive option for us. And I do have this wacky-looking 4-1-5, which again is more or less what we just saw, except you push everybody forward. And again, I've got plenty of good attacking players. So this, I feel, is the best and most efficient use of all my attacking players to try and get, if we're chasing a result, try and get something out of it. So that's why I have the different tactics. With Mr. Unemployable, it's more about having a tactic where players can swap around, which is why I love that 4-4-2 narrow diamond, because I can just shift my midfielders all over the place. But here in Strong and Free, it's all about making the most out of the players I have. So thank you for the question. Always appreciate it. Don't forget, those of you who are watching, don't be shy about leaving a comment in the comment section of each of these videos. I do appreciate it, and I do read each and every one of them. So thank you to all of you out there who left a comment. All right, into the summary of our recent schedule here. When last we left off, we'd been doing okay. I mean, we finally got that draw over Seattle had been plaguing us, and we then followed up with a win against Chivas. Again, only 1-0, a little bit guilty of playing down to the level of our opposition, which is not good. But a 2-0 win over Toronto is certainly no small feat, and a very convincing one, too. Solid performances from the likes of Ashton Morgan, who did very well against his old team. We then lost a heartbreaker. Absolute heartbreaker to RSL, our boogeyman team. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This despite injuries to Nick Rimando and Hector Enrique Gutierrez. Like I say, a heartbreaker. In the 5th minute of stoppage time, Sebastian Jaime just broke all our hearts with that strike after Mane had gone and given us the equalizer in the 69th minute. Oh dear, it was horrible. It was horrible, and I'm going to subject myself to it again just so I can show all of you out there what happened. I hate revisiting these heartbreakers because it's that we were so close that I didn't opt to go into defensive mode faster. Kills me. Much like that Pedro Morales free kick killed Nick Raimondo, well taken, silences Rio Tinto, quiet riot. But sadly it would not last. The instant response from RSL is just as noise creating as Morales' goal was noise silencing. It looks good off the opening kick here, but then Mesquita is taken down by Aduli Mansali, and so begins the RSL counter. Javier Morales, the other Morales as we call him in Vancouver, leaves it for Luis Gil. Gil has plenty of options, is not pressured at all, and he springs Vasquez down the right. Vasquez, little chip inside, Kyle Beckerman takes a touch through to Saborio, and he looks offside on that run, but I watched it again, he just times that run perfectly. His 200th league goal of his career, and RSL are level immediately after Pedro Morales puts them ahead. Then comes the go-ahead goal for RSL. Second half, not long after the second half starts, Leveron looks to do good, take out Jaime, but they're still very lax defending here. And while the clearance looks good, it's actually not. Rivero can't hang on to the ball, and RSL are right back into it. Beckerman again driving that possession from his midfield role. He's been so good at that all career. And he helps start this attack. Vasquez to Jaime. Waits, thank you very much. Poor pressure on Sebastian Jaime. Don't know why my defenders decided to slack off and not close him down immediately. But here we are. Then the Mane equalizer. Off the corner of Pedro Morales. Falls to Mane, who, of all the places for Kekuta Mane to score a goal, a header from outside the 6-yard box is not where you expect it, but he does it. And in the 69th minute, it's all level, and then the heartbreaker. Ugh. Absolute heartbreaker. It looks like we've killed the game off here as Kofi clears that ball as far as he can. Rivero, though, doesn't pressure Raimondo hard enough, and he gets it away to Javier Morales. Kofi takes him down. But again, no follow-up from his teammates, and Sebastian Jaime jukes one man, goes right to Vasquez, crosses right back in, Saborio, saved by Borjan. Jaime is first to the rebound before any Whitecap player who are caught ball-watching at the worst possible time and in the worst possible way, and RSL get their win. Unfortunate for multiple reasons. One, you never like losing on a 95th minute goal. And two, it sets us back rather severely when coupled with a 2-1 loss to FC Dallas at home. Not good, not good, not good. These are the teams who we are trying to catch for a playoff spot. Because right now, Vancouver sits in 7th on 23 points, behind Colorado and RSL on 27, Dallas on 33. So again, it's not the end of the season. We've still got time here, 20 games played, so it's not like we are in completely dire straits, but we gotta start banking wins if we want to make up this 4-point gap and sneak our way into the playoffs. Goodness knows it's not going to be a confident run to the playoffs, but if you look over here at the Supporter Shield table, the fact that we have consistently improved as the season's gone on is a good sign. Hopefully, we can keep that going, even with the Friendly Cup upcoming, and of course, Champions League against a vicious group of Leon and Real Esteli. So let's get to today's featured match here against the Chicago Fire. I've juggled the squad a bit here, as this is the second match. This is a midweek match, which is why this is going to be a slightly juggled lineup for us. As you saw in the tactic overview, Caleb Clark actually getting the start here. He's due for one. Going with Simon Thomas in goal, and Nana Adekora, after taking a match off for poor performance, I can speak, I swear I can, is back in the mix. Riley O'Neill and Yakajima Ferran are on the bench, so let's see how this side does. Hoping we can get a good road result here. Though we're going with the 4-2-3-1, we're not going to try and pack it in with the 4-1-4-1. We're going to actually try and go for it and see what happens. Steven Lenhart. Bah. Harry Shipp on the bench and a Mirequa on the bench. I'd rather play a Mirequa than Lenhart. If this were the real world, that is. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Vancouver in their white, Chicago in their red and navy blue. Looking for a result here. Point would be fine, especially when you're on the road. A full 3 would be fantastic, and indeed is probably needed. Should also point out here that Rosales is starting on the right in place of Mesquita, who's been having a decent run, but again, I want to make sure my players stay fit. As you saw in that fitness screen, fitness has been a frustrating issue all season long. I'm not sure why my players' fitness just falls off if they sit out more than a match. Like it depressingly so, where I can't risk leaving a player out of the side for, like I say, more than a match or else their fitness might fall off the deep end. So, brings us to here. Kofi Morales looks for the run of Tybert and finds him. Oh, it's a beautiful strike from Russell Tybert. A 10th minute goal. Great setup from Pedro Morales. And Sean Johnson is beaten 1-0 for the Caps. Lovely. Look at this. Kofi to Morales, like he's so good at doing, splits the defense. Tybert makes no mistake with his first touch. 1-0 for the Caps. Oh, looking good. This is only on standard, too. I haven't flipped the counterattack. I haven't tried to control the game. This is your standard bog average play. Great block there. Is that Baitasher on the right? I think it was. Lovely job there. Now can we deal with the corner? Near post flick on. Cleared. So far, so good. Early goal, always good for setting the tempo, setting the pace. Goodness knows we need to do that. Maloney just not on target here, but the problem is that's going to be fixing itself. Look at all those shots Chicago has. I do not like this at all. Morales' corner looking for Rosales, can't find him. And Lenhart will sprint. Not something we're used to seeing Lenny do. He just stands in the box like a goon and does whatever Lenny does. Meanwhile, David Accam, close down. Sends a weak shot in on Simon Thomas. The keeper is fine to claim that. Accam, though, is not to be denied. He is a very good player. He won't be denied so easily. Shot is blocked. Okay, I think at this point, if we learned anything from that match against RSL, which I showed off, it was not responding quick enough that doomed us. So we're going to just try slow this game down. Just going to try and sit on the counter. Ooh, Clark does well to get to that ball. We may be on the counter already here. Nope, Tybert brought down. Yes, please. Yes, please. Do all the things. All the things. Caleb Clark now. Going for a run. Feeds it to Tybert. Back to Morales. It's back to Sean Johnson. Nothing further coming out of that attack, you would think. Well, maybe. Does Chicago have it in them to counter here? Jeff Runowitz. Diaton was one of the players for the MLS All-Stars. I used him for all of, I think, 20 minutes. As the final substitution of the match, Accam's header! Yeah, you can't leave David Accam alone like that. Nothing Simon Thomas could have done there. Poor defensive marking. And Chicago are back in, equalizing before the half-hour mark. And again, 10 shots to 1. You kind of expect that. This is a very dominant performance. Make it 2-1. Is Cochise the 2-1 goal off of a free kick? This is getting ugly in a hurry. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, that went downhill fast. Nana Adekora guilty there of just falling asleep at the switch. Which means he may be finding himself taking a seat in favor of Tim Parker. But Caleb Clark, though, was onside. And it's a penalty! Oh my goodness. No complaints, it looks like. Clear penalty. And to take it, it's the captain, Pedro Morales. Boom! Thank you very much. 2-2. It's gonna be like that, is it? Wow. 2 quick goals for Chicago, immediately pegged back, and it's all even again. Clark gets credited with the assist for his run there. Why wouldn't he? 2 shots, both on target, both gone in, both clear-cut chances. So our efficiency is there, at least. I'd love to see a little bit more, though. I think we can simply say Adekora will be coming off at the half, though. Ooh, Baitasher's taken a few knocks, hasn't he? Ugh, depending on what Baitasher's like, I may have to push Adekora outright just out of necessity and bring in Parker in the center. Parker's definitely coming in. The question is it for Adekora or Baitasher? And it looks like it may indeed be for Baitasher. Lenhart off the bar! Okay, why is the whistle not being blown here? Oh, horrible. Stoppage time goal. The cross and header from Lenhart saved. Now here, again, The ball's just laying there. Kofi puts it off of his man. All you have to do is just put your foot on it. Let Thomas grab it. Very, very poor AI there. Though I would love to say that there's also some fault to be had for not properly saving the ball. Anyway, yeah, Adekora, you're coming off. Banisher is good to go. I can't put Adekora out wide. He's just not on this game. He's not on. Turn it around, boys. All right. Let's, are we doing anything with Lenhart? We're keeping an eye on him. Might not be enough. Akam, we're keeping an eye on him. Cochise is kind of directing traffic here, isn't he? Might be too little too late, for being honest. But we're going to try. Good job by Morgan, but he doesn't get enough of it there. And Akam forces a great save out of Simon Thomas. I suppose the question to be asked now is, would Borjan have saved any of these goals? Maybe that own goal he doesn't allow. But generally speaking, more defensive gaffes than anything Thomas has or hasn't done. Third goal notwithstanding. Salah's now on the counter. Looking upfield. Gets it to Kofi. Kofi playing fairly high up here. Ops go back to Batisher. And the attack will die. Shots are 18-2. Tells you everything you need to know about what's going on here. Morgan's not looking good, which means Murrell is probably going to have to come in. And I think that's what's going to have to be. Goodness knows, Jordan Murrell has not exactly proven himself to be a world beater. Though I always say give the kids minutes, so let's see if he can look good here. Now we'll bring on Riley O'Neal. Promised him some minutes. Get out there and make something happen. So that was a low pass there. Something going on in the fold. I've noticed this bug more and more. That things will be happening behind the scenes in full view. Oh, nearly a mistake this season. Now, why can't my defenders and goalkeepers do that? Someone gaffes and they easily, recover. Regardless. Oh, Morales nearly put that away. Fine save from Sean Johnson. Thomas spills that one. Does well to get the second effort there. Would have preferred not to give that up. Still, it's not like I've been giving the youngster lots of minutes this season. And goodness knows he could use a few. Alright, I think now is when we take the game to them. We concede another one, whatever. Good America comes in to replace Lenhart. Oh, come on. You better show me yellow for that. Come on. Can I do anything about that? Morales. I could push Morales out right. Let's play without a mid. No. I think we should abandon the right-hand side. Alright, boys. Exploit. Exploit the left flank. Yes, ignore. Oh, Amirikwa. You're so silly. He is hurt. Unfortunate. So all the goals have been clear-cut chances, so, I mean, that's something, I suppose. Sadly, on an own goal. Some bizarre goalkeeping defensive AI gaffes, which I am not thrilled about. Vancouver goes down 3-2 in Chicago. Yeah, actually, Kofi. Good game. Morales, great game. Tybert, good game. So we did have good performances. Let down on defense by Mr. Adekora. And to be fair, Morgan didn't exactly help his cause either. Next time on Strong and Free, we got the Friendlies and Champions League to look over. And we have to hope that we can start catching these teams ahead of us. Although with RSL posting a win over New York, the gap is now 7 points. Not impossible, but it's looking less and less likely by the day. That's going to do it for this episode, everyone. My name is Rituro. If you like what you've seen, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, favoriting, telling all your friends about the videos being hosted on YouTube. And if you like watching them on YouTube, be sure to come over to twitch.tv/Rituro, where I record all these episodes live. Once again, my name is Rituro, coming to you from Canada, land of the strong and free. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.